Today we're talking about confidence and in terms of your skincare. As we get older, men become more isolated and our confidence begins to erode a little bit and it starts being a little bit less important to us. And I think that that undermines us. I think that it matters when you walk outside and you can feel people giving a shit. You can tell that, like, I don't care. I know I'm getting older. I'm self-aware, but I'm in control. I feel good about myself. That matters. Dudes don't talk about that. You know, online, I see my wife. She has this incredible network of people online, and sometimes they're complaining about things. They're trading information. They're totally a resource. Guys don't do this at all. We just kind of suffer in silence. We just shut up. Don't talk about that. You know, we got to just grind. We're the ideal. We're this ideal. It's like this Nietzsche quote that I love. Every great man is an actor of his own ideal. And that is an enormous amount of pressure to continuously deal with every single day. To think like, I have a vision of what it feels like to be a great man, to be a responsible, handsome, well-dressed, athletic, intelligent, well-read beast of a guy for my family, my friends, my community. And I'm going to carry that around like Atlas carries the planet every fucking day. And it's massively difficult to maintain that. And I think men experience quite a lot of depression from not being able to maintain that level of ideal, because you're carrying it with you. You carry it all the time, all day. Well, you're walking your kids to school, when you're taking them to swim class, when you're taking them to their martial arts, and they don't want to. They don't feel like sparring. They don't feel like dealing with that, but you know it's the right thing for them because it's an ideal. These are difficult to maintain, and sometimes you just feel like, I didn't grow up with a dad in the house, so these ideals didn't become clear to me at all until I was married, have a family, have a house, and have skin in the game. Most important thing a man can do, skin in the game. Make choices that matter and act as if they matter, because they do. Every single choice you make matters. Our confidence is the essence of who we are and how we're going to approach the day. We are a skincare company, but we deal in confidence. We're kind of like a confidence company. A lot of the products, when we advertise them as anti-aging. This is a buzzword. This is just a marketing word. You know, it's like a keyword on Amazon, anti-aging. It's a way for people to find you, people to find your products. We make products that get rid of lines, soften wrinkles around your mouth, around your eyes, around this area, and they work. I'm 50 years old, and I use our products every day. If I don't take care of myself, if I'm not fit, if I don't eat well, if I don't get a good enough sleep, I don't have the confidence that I would have in order to be effective. And you have to wake up and have that confidence. You know, men will spiral out of control with depression, with a lack of self-belief, or a feeling of worthlessness. My grandfather, he wasn't actually my blood grandfather, but I grew up with calling him Grandpa. My real grandpa died when my mom was a young girl. And so this other guy, his name was Jim, I called him Grandpa. He was a Hell's Angel, not the motorcycle gang. They stole the name from the B-52 bomber pilots in World War II. He was one of these guys, and he's a hero, 100%. But you wouldn't know it because he was one of the most mild-mannered, gentle, sweet human beings you could ever meet in your life. And I'll never forget when he passed, was after he had left his job. They sold their house and moved into a condo, and his sense of purpose went away. And men, if you have a pie chart of what a man is, sense of purpose is going to be 30% or more. Your sense of ability and purpose is a massive part about who you are when you get up in the morning. So I get up crazy early in the morning, crazy early. And that's the only way I can really bolster my sense of purpose, get out there and get fit, work on my brand, work on the things that matter to me, so that when my kids wake up, I have laid a foundation for everybody. And if I'm fucking hungover or I'm fucked up or I did something stupid or like, it's gone. Confidence gone. And like that is, you can spiral, you can have everything going for you and it takes about 2 weeks to go down the tubes. It's such a tightrope that we walk every day, you know. And talking about men's issues, it's often like, men don't have any problems. Men are fine. Well, that's weird because 80% of the suicides are men. So that's fucking bullshit. That's not even a little bit true. The problem is men won't talk about it, especially online. They're not gonna get on there and be like, I feel like shit. Like, it's like, that's not a thing. Men are gonna do that because we're embarrassed by that kind of shit, you know? It's just kind of crazy. So, confidence, your confidence, the way that you feel every single day when you wake up in the morning, you can never be guaranteed that you're going to feel positive, that the sun is out, that it's going to be like, what an awesome day. I can't wait to dive in. God damn. A lot of the times you're going to wake up and you'll be like, what bullshit is waiting for me today? And it's always there. And they say that God doesn't give you something that you can't handle. And this is, whether you believe in God or not, that is true. 100% true. The more you can handle, the more you're going to get, because you're going to put that energy out in the world. And confidence is how you do that. And nobody really probably has confidence when they're doing something. I'll tell you, when I was playing as a traveling touring musician and professional musician with Lou Reed, and we were playing these gigantic, big shows. Holy shit, going out on stage, playing these huge shows. When I was first doing it, we'd pull up on these places, tour buses, you know, a giant venue, in some cases stadium. Crew, tons of crew. They put us up in all these beautiful 5-star hotels, and I'm like a bar band guy. I'm like, I don't deserve this. I'm not supposed to be here. As soon as we get out on stage, everyone's gonna know that guy doesn't belong here. And I'm gonna be humiliated and thrown out. It'll be terrible. It'll be in all the newspapers because Lou's a legend, and they let this guy, how'd they let this guy on stage? And I fucking felt that so much. I just had no confidence about it. I knew I could play. I'd studied my whole life to be a musician. That was my whole thing. And then I get put in the test. All right, you studied. Here you go. Here you go. You put that energy out there. You worked your fucking ass off. You got it. You're going to do it or not. And you feel like you're going to melt. You just feel like you're completely going to melt away, shrink into the stage. Your head's going to explode. Something's going to happen. And shit did happen. I remember the guys from Metallica. So Lou had done a record with Metallica, which was called Lulu, which was one of the, look, I'll reserve opinion, but if you've heard it, you know what I mean. So the guys from Metallica, the bass player and guitar player, Kirk Hammett, came down. We were playing in Paris at the Grand Rex in Paris. And I was warming up downstairs and just panicking, freaking out, because this was early in the first tour I did with them. And it was like maybe the third show. And I was like, oh God, I was still in that I don't deserve to be here freaking out phase. And then Metallica walked in while I'm warming up. And they're like, I can't wait to watch the show, guys. And I was like, what? You guys are going to watch me play? Holy shit. It was just too much to handle. And then during that show, the strap locks on the guitar, one of them broke, and I dropped the guitar twice during Sweet Jane. 2 times. Boom. You think it happened once, and then you're like, okay, well, that's a nightmare actually coming true. And then it does it again, and you're like, now I don't give a shit. Now, not even confidence can save you from reality. Now you're in the zone, because now you're like, look, it doesn't matter. You're gonna figure it out. And crazy shit's gonna happen left and right and left and right. And that was one of the most important things that ever happened in my life, dropping the guitar in front of, I don't know, 8,000 people and Metallica watching. And of course, they don't remember it. Nobody remembers it that was there except me. And that's it. But for me, it was a huge learning experience where I was like, I survived that. Nothing happened and no one cares. I didn't get fired. And I just became more confident in the situation because I'd gone through what I thought was going to destroy me. And it didn't. It was fine. Who cares? It was like fucking whatever, you know? So that's it. And I think that your confidence is everything. I think the way you see yourself, I think, and the reason why I made Oak Bishop is to help men feel confident. All I see, and now we're going to go off into an area where everybody gets all fucking bent out of shape. But all I see is this world where men just get put down and shit on. I mean, I remember when it first happened from mansplaining, which was the dumbest shit I ever heard. What the fuck is that? And then I remember on the subways in New York City, people call it manspreading, where a dude would sit down after like a hard day's work and spread. Look, it's rude. It's rude. But just putting man whatever in front of it just became this way to shit on guys. And guys aren't going to get online and defend themselves. Fuck that. I had a hard day's at work. I just need to spread out. Nobody's going to do that. So it just kind of develops and it just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And then it turns into a stupid ass thing. I don't care that much, but I have sons. I got little boys. I don't want them to grow up in a world that's like this. It's not appropriate. We're doing this together. We're amazing together.